Where is the property line? It's a common question and most people don't know the answer. This is Aaron Chadbourne with Demetria's team, the real estate group, and our team has the experience to help you answer any question that comes up in a real estate transaction. When you buy a property, you're often told how much acreage goes with it. Maybe it's half an acre or 5 acres or whatever else, but where are the property lines? Well, sometimes you can walk the property and you might think that you find a stake or a pin or a marker, or you read the deed and it has the feet and the meets and the bounds and you might be able to follow it. And maybe you can follow it on an app. There are some great hunting apps and there are some tax maps and there are some GIS maps. But the only way to know exactly where the property lines are is to have a survey. Now there are different types of survey. The cheapest one to do, which we often refer to as a mortgage inspection plan, is usually only a few $100s, and it's done usually for your lender at the time that you're purchasing the home. And it doesn't necessarily nail down for you where exactly the boundaries are, but what it can help do is it can help you figure out for the bank that let's say your house is located at least on the property you own and it meets the setbacks that are required. That usually is an acceptable sketch that you can bring to a town or a municipality, depending on the municipality. They're getting stricter these days. But usually if you're going to do an addition or build a garage, usually that mortgage inspection plan, which is a lower class of survey, is enough for you to be able to use. But if you want to be able to know exactly where it is, you can't necessarily rely on the markers that exist because over time, over 100 years, is it possible that someone pulls up a stake and moves it, that someone removes a marker that might have been there, that if something was, in old deeds, you sometimes see it says to the chestnut tree in the middle of the driveway. Well, if that tree's not there anymore, you need a land surveyor, professional land surveyor to go out and do a survey. And they're not cheap. It can be a few $1,000s. But if you're having a dispute with a neighbor over their use of your house or your land, over whether or not you can and can't have certain uses, that's the only way to solve it, is to have a licensed professional land surveyor come out and actually do it. Now they can mark it, they can put down pins, they can put down stakes, and they can put it with their stamp and their seal. And that'll be something that you can use in order to defend it. Now, is that going to stop all disputes? No, it might not. And there are issues of eminent domain, which oftentimes are a little bit more overblown than people expect that they are, because there are a lot of conditions you have to meet in order to actually seize someone else's property by eminent domain over a long period of time. But if you want to make sure that you know where your boundaries are, that if you're putting up a fence, it's on your property, and that if your neighbors and the people around you are giving you a hard time, a survey is the only way that you can get it. And by the way, we work with surveyors all the time. It can be hard to get them scheduled. However, we have relationships with them, or any type of vendor or contractor you might be using. We would love to help connect you and make sure you're working with someone reputable and someone that will put you to the top of priority list. So if we can help, give us a call at Demetria's team, the real estate group. I'm Aaron Chadbourne.